and it's watered. You will never, ever, ever have to live without watered plants ever again. Can you imagine that joy? For the low, low price of $25.53 per month, donated directly to our account at Pioneer Bible Translators, which is available at pioneerbible.org/McLean and Caitlin Sylvie. You too could have one of these. I am so excited to see what God is going to do here, and I'm glad we get to be a part of it. If you would have told me a year ago that I was going to be walking through the jungles of Papua New Guinea with an external frame backpack full of cooking supplies, including a 15-pound cast iron wok in the middle of the rain, walking down a literal mountain, probably would have thought you were crazy. But here we are. Spot the guy who's not actually doing anything. Alright, so my boss is coming back. I think now is a good time to clean the office. Looks alright to me. Happy New Year! For having made it to 2019 almost 15 hours ahead of most of my viewers, I'm pretty slow at getting to the whole Happy New Year thing. Also, check out this mug. It's got a llama on it, and it's like massive. I think it's 30 ounces, I don't know. Anyways, it's almost enough coffee for like the first half of the day. I think we're 9 days in, and I am recording the first video. My wife is downstairs teaching some women to knit right now, and it's super cool to watch. I think it might rain a bit. Just realized my camera's covered in ants. Probably shouldn't have put it there. It's really not that bad, so Caitlin and I kind of like honeybees. I just wish they weren't living in our wall. You win some, you lose some. It ended up being alright, and I left with all of my fingers and toes attached. What a place to go on a run. Whew. If anyone ever says, hey, let's go walk on the spiny rocks of doom right next to the water, maybe don't do it. Volcanic ocean rocks of doom are pointy. I hope that the things that come out of this channel are an encouragement to you and inspire you to be a better person and to go out and try some crazy stuff. Something tells me that one's not quite drivable at this point in time without a serious lift kit. There's no way we could have made it in by vehicle. Hiking was definitely our only option. Even with the breeze though, we were sweating. Something about carrying supplies up a mountain and 1000% humidity, I guess. It's Thursday morning at sunrise. I'm still not actually packed yet. In other news, check out all of the foxes flying around. No, those actually probably won't show up on video. Neither will the 25 million birds sitting in the tree over there. They're cool to look at, so if you ever come visit, I'll show you. So as soon as we got back to Madang, we went to go get some food at this new place that apparently had really good pizza. They told us it was going to be delayed by a little bit, and we weren't really sure why. And we were like, all right, good pizza, I'm okay with waiting. It's Papua New Guinea. I don't get good pizza very often. And we waited a little bit longer, and then they said, it's gonna be even longer than we thought it would be. And then the fire department showed up, and we're like, well, let's sit this out and see how it goes, and just kind of hang out and get a coffee and see what happens. And then they asked us to evacuate, and then more fire people came, and that was fun. Drove by later, and the building's still there, so it didn't burn to the ground. As far as I can tell, everything's alright, but no pizza. Sitting in the back of a Land Cruiser for long bumpy car rides is easily one of my favorite things about my work here in Papua New Guinea. I'm also prone to extraordinary amounts of sarcasm. I'm not sorry. On a completely unrelated note, check this out. I don't know when I started being able to do that, but that's exciting. The celebration to dedicate the War on New Testament was monumental. The big celebration is really good and it's really nice to be a part of, but real transformation comes slowly. With prayer and persistence, no matter the hurdles, delays, or setbacks. Real change is not fast, and it is often not glamorous, but it is good, and it is worth it. See if you can get some footage of the reef sharks at the lodge. Actually, I haven't seen reef sharks since you guys were here. I haven't seen a single shark. I think that they heard that we were looking for them and left. Snorkeling footage. I can't snorkel. It's not, you don't want to see it. I almost drown every time. I'll go swimming with you, but I ain't snorkeling. Perhaps a rare sighting of the Loch Ness Monster to round it out. I don't think the Loch Ness Monster actually lives here, but I have been told that there are ancient pterodactyls that live in the woods, and I don't want to meet them. I will try and bring my camera if I'm ever invited on a trip where the sighting of the rare pterodactyl may actually happen. I hope it doesn't, though. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what tomorrow will hold, but I know God's there. That's super cliche. And you know, sitting over here isolated in Papua New Guinea, I'm okay with a few cliches. As of today, we have been in Papua New Guinea for 2 years. Mi plebin stak long Papua New Guinea. Tu playa. Nino long platime kasol eminap lamik kisin niklik save. It's crazy to think that we've been here for 2 years. On the one hand, it feels like I've only been here a week. I know nothing. I am new and I don't understand most of what I see. On the other hand, how on earth has all of this stuff happened in the last 2 years, and how have we been able to fit everything in? And there's a plane coming up, and the plane is gone. Ordering on something this incredibly tiny is really not easy. And just like that, 56 hours, a lot of time zones, some serious jet lag, and way too much paperwork. We are back in Papua New Guinea. It is airplane day, and we are ready to roll. We just brought all kinds of stuff we could break. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, you're telling me. Holy cow.
Very excited and happy, and we are glad.
Wow.
And now we are on a Zoom call in the translation house. It's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna go take a nap, and then maybe a shower, and then another nap. I think one of the most impactful things that I've heard on this entire trip came from one of our translators who was giving a short sermon after we finished with the tanks. In the middle of his sermon, he stopped and pointed behind him where the new water tanks were at and said, "Looking displa tupla tank. Imi one-pla reminder. One-pla way lo kirapim ting ting. Kingdom lo gadi kam na stop close to long yumi." Look at these tanks. They're a reminder. The kingdom of God is here. Yes, the water is a big deal, but even more important is the eternal reminder that Christians worshiping here are part of a bigger kingdom of God and members of His church. God cares for His people, and He used Christians from another church far away from this one to remind the believers here that He loves them, looks out for them, and cares for them. How encouraging is that? We are part of something bigger, part of something eternal, and we get to show it in tangible ways, here and now.
En boroba ovaviba gun zam darasi akar kamba drava mena otogt me barangan vag for. Eta bar mena praga.
Jesus, you me ananas.
You me God, Jesus.
You me ananas.
Keep long heaven, Jesus holy. You me God, Jesus. You me ananas. Okay, you can point on our applause. You God, Jesus. You are mamas. You God, Jesus. You are mamas. You God, Jesus.
You are mamas.
Keep long heaven, Jesus holy. You got Jesus, you are mama.
And that somehow brings us to 2023. Just like my video I made when we'd been in Papua New Guinea for 2 years, somehow 3 years ago, it simultaneously feels like we just arrived yesterday and we don't know what on earth we're doing, and also like we've been doing decades worth of work every year, and I don't know how we've been able to get as much done as we have. I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities that we've had to work here in Papua New Guinea. Thankful for the friendships and the relationships that we've made here and in America and all around the world. And I pray that by the grace of God we will have opportunities to continue to do this work, to build the kingdom of God here in Papua New Guinea and around the world, and to be a part of what God's up to in the world of Bible translation. I'm grateful to you guys. I'm grateful for the opportunities, and I'm just really happy to be in Papua New Guinea. There's so many challenges, there's so many difficulties. It's not an easy place to live. Man, what an opportunity. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I am never gonna catch that mouse, but he's in there. I know he's in there. Stupid mouse. I leave for like what? 2 weeks and my house has mice. I mean, granted, I live in Papua New Guinea and it's one mouse. He's kind of cute, but I'll take care of that in a little bit.